Hello everyone and welcome to another episode of Showcase on Warframe. Today's item, the Twin Kohmak. Now I did the regular Kohmak quite some time ago. I think it was my 33rd video. That weapon sucked. Why? Because, well, mainly the big problem is the magazine was too small. You have two of them now. This should fix the problem. Now, even though it says Twin Kohmak, I think they're fraternal twins because they do not look identical. It looks like the player lost a casing for one of them. And has the innards exposed. But no matter. It's still the Kohmsgan little brothers, I should say. Plural this time. For damage, we got pretty much the same damage, 9.6 for slash and 3.2 for the others. And nothing else is really out worthy for this weapon. Critical chance is minuscule 5% and status is only 10%. So, yeah, and critical chance is lower than the actual cum gun, and the reload time is slightly longer. Great. So where do you get this? Well, it's not something you buy. You find it's a drop from Kilda Thane. So you kill her, and she'll by chance drop this, if not one of her mods. So it's all RNG at that point. So you'll probably get it automatically if you want it, or if you don't. Because I certainly don't. Alright, for additional information, this weapon goes to ammo quick. No surprise, the original one done, and so does a comb gun. But, with this weapon, it's just the spread is incredibly heavy. Like, you're spraying the wall. And that's pretty much all you do. You don't aim this weapon, you spray it. Heavily, too. But it's good for rapid gunning. Like, you just spray right through opponents and you keep running. Good for exterminates like this. If the enemies are not level 100, that is. But still, with my loadout, I at least kill up to probably around level 70-80. That's not too bad. It's not too bad. Let's move on to the build, though. Here it is, my ultimate build. To be honest, I'm not too enthusiastic about this weapon, so I just might opt for the most damage I could do. I know it needs a rifle ammo mutation, but I'm not going to bother. I'm just going to put this. You can take out the Scorching and put in the rifle ammo mutation if you want, but no matter. I opted for the best possible damage. To get this, I have the Horned Strike, Barrel Diffusion, Lethal Torrent, which increases fire rate, and Magnum Force. Since there's almost no accuracy in this weapon at all, I don't feel like there's any negative consequence for having Magnum Force on. Now, they already had a Vassar and Polarity in the top left, so I put Deep Freeze in that since there's very few Vassar and gun mods, or for pistols anyway. And I also have a Scorch on the top right, which could be anything else. I put a Scorch so I can have explosive damage, or blast. And then I have my Riven mod. The Riven mod just complements more damage. I got 200% pretty much raw damage on that, and then an additional 118 slash, so that's a lot more slash. But even so, I'm just coming close to 600 and that's it. I do have negative damage to Infested, so we'll see how that affects this weapon. So instead of Scorch, I thought about putting Punch Through, or Rifle Ammo Mutation, or no, Pistol Ammo Mutation, my bad. So yeah, Punch Through or Ammo Mutation needs one of them, but I opted for most damage. Let's see how that damage does. Against Grineer. I'll grab about 7 of them, or 8, yeah, 7. Jack them up to level 70. Yeah, 70. Now, level 70, these enemies are quite resistant to this weapon. But you can still kill them. But I wouldn't go any higher with this weapon. No higher. Because against the Grineer, it just doesn't feel like a very good weapon to fight against them with, at least in large spaces. Doesn't matter so much in their hallways. Just in tiny spaces. But though with the blast damage, the DPS definitely gets to them. This weapon has amazing DPS. So you always get the element on them. Whether you want it at the beginning or end, who knows where it lands. But in the end, it's just not that great of a weapon to use against Grineer. No surprise with that, though. It's a slash weapon. But let's go on against some Corpus, who can be vulnerable to slash. At least have no negative modifiers against it, so we'll take about 12 of them, and we'll put them to level 80, since they have no negative modifiers. Alright, so that's good against Corpus, at least the MOAs, because they cluster together really close together. When you fire at a small distance, you can hit a huge group like this. Just lay into the group very easily. Everyone takes damage to the quite heavy spread. So it works in that regard, though you use up a lot of ammo doing it that way. But good enough. Now, about the infested, since I do have a negative modifier of negative, what was it, 38%? We'll see how it works against level 80s. And it works just fine. If it probably wasn't for my negative modifier on my Rivet mod, I could probably take him to level 90, no problem. But with my Rivet mod as it is, I'll leave it up to only level 80. So what we learned, it's better than the plain Kohmak, but not as great as the comb gun. Oh well. Still good enough for a pistol. It's time to move on to the pros and cons of the Twin Kohmak. Well, for pros, it's got very high DPS. Not much is for certain. And that is about it. That is the only pro. Go on to the cons. It's a huge guzzler in ammo. The accuracy is pretty terrible. And the magazine empties itself incredibly quickly by design. So yeah. Going on to the score for the Twin Kohmak. Damage gets a 7 out of 10. Like I said, the DPS is good. It'll kill stuff. Just uses a whole bunch of ammo in the process. Accuracy, 3 out of 10. It's not the most inaccurate weapon I've used, but it is far from impressive. Design-wise, I give it a 5 out of 10. It's better than the plain Kohmak. It's better to play Kohmak, but that's not saying a whole lot. It's usable, and at least that's you saying something about it. Ammo, it's a 2 out of 10. It'll disappear really quickly, no matter what you do about it, ammutation or not. Miscellaneous, I'll give a 4 to 10. It's still a very flawed secondary. If it had double that firepower, I wouldn't have to sweat out to, bust all those damn damage mods onto it. It'd be okay. Actually, probably fix it that way. But no matter. In the end, the Twin Kohmak gets 19 out of 50. It's still a bad weapon. Best grab another pistol. And leave Killer Thane another pair of these. Now, I don't really need to go over what you could do differently, because I already mentioned it. But in judgment, no matter what you do with this, I still think it's not worth it. This weapon took a lot to build, and it was just a grueling process for me. I hate this weapon. Simply put. I don't think it's very good, I don't think building it's worth it, but that's my opinion. But no matter, that's been Showcase for today. I'd like to thank you all for watching, and hope to see you guys next time. Take care out there.